Generic greetings and welcome back to another chill session on Kingdom New Lands. In the previous episode, we moved from island number 2 to island number 3, and we have to establish our base once again. So we're going to follow the ghost because apparently that's just generally what you do, and you can see that we now have the ability to start upgrading our base. The advantage this time, like before I guess, or when we went from the first to second island, is that we have some money to start out with. Now we're going to go to the edge here, and we will probably get rid of some of these trees. In fact, we'll probably get rid of the trees right up until the edge of what looks to be, yes, an encampment. So that is good. So we're going to give them a couple of coins there, and then we will go back. As per usual, I guess, we're going to be scouting around first and seeing what we can see in terms of from the left and right hand side of the map. But obviously we need to make sure that we don't get absolutely slaughtered in the first couple of days, and in order to sort of aid that, we're going to remove this tree. And the reason for that is quite simply so we can put these forward defences in. Now, I think I mentioned it a couple of times, but the way the game works is essentially once you complete an island and you find those signposts, what you can do is you will be able to, let me just probably make a couple more workers here. Yeah, what you can do is get essentially some different stuff. So like you get a signpost, you unlock it, and then that'll unlock another little bit of content for the subsequent islands. We go, there's our base that we can probably place there. Sadly, we can't do anything here because it is too close to the right hand side there. What I'm going to do is upgrade all of these defences to the second rating to start with. We also want to get the main encampment so we can probably start to get, probably sooner rather than later, some forestry. Some farming, which will go here. Now, it's unlikely that we will go further forward, but I mean, it will depend on really what we find. I'm not going to go out tonight. That would be probably a mistake. And what I'm hoping is that this area here, once we start farming it, just gets a little bit better. I don't think we'll be able to do the same sort of rabbit harvesting that we were doing in the previous videos, in the previous island, simply because there's not the land for it on either side. So yeah, they are. So we do have just 3 coins remaining, and that's a bit of an issue because we don't currently have any income. We don't have any rabbits that we can go after. We don't have any farming. So I guess it's a case of hopefully we can get some deer and take those out. The other option is, well, run around and find some chests, which is pretty much what I'll do, well, as soon as it goes to the, well, as soon as the attack has finished tonight. So about sort of when the moon gets right to the sort of top dead center on 12 o'clock is when we generally see the attacks. Here's the attack here, and it is just one of those little creatures, and that should be it. I believe for the first day that'll be about right, but we have got a couple of coin on us, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. With having the coin, it means that if we get hit, then it's going to take the coin rather than the crown. And first thing straight away we found is a chest, and that is going to give us I believe it's 8 to 10 coins. I'm not too sure exactly, but it's a nice amount of coins. There's the first portal. With this being the third island, we will have a total of 2 portals on the left and 2 portals on the right, as well as one side a dock, and the other side will be a like a cliff face, which will be where the sort of main spawn area is. We do have, as you can see, a couple of people here. I am not going to give them any coin this direction. I want to save it to the far end. You can see the horses all took it out now, and it looks like we are coming to the dock. Yes, it is. So we found the dock on this side. So on the left we have found, as we expected, 2 portals. We have found the villager encampment type thing. We've found a peasant encampment. We've also found a shrine of some kind. I'm going to give them the coin on the way here. They might not make it. If these portals activate or they don't get back in time, then they might not make it. But I'll give them a fair chance. It's only a couple of generic units of currency. So this is a level 4 shrine, or it's a 4 coin shrine, so it's either the archer one or the reaping one. I always get them two confused. It's quite easy to see the building one, because the building one is, well, double the amount of coin, so that's quite easy. So we're going to continue going onto the right hand side. You can see we have a nice open plain here and also a deer which we're going to chase in. And with all of this land here being forest, what I'm going to do is actually going to remove all of these, simply because it gives us some money, and also there's nothing really there's nothing stopping us doing it. Also, when we clear that, it'll then become plain, and then hopefully we can start harvesting some rabbits. So I'm going to set this up straight away as some... Oh, you can actually see, there you go, look, there's actually some rabbits spawned here now that we've sort of cleared the area, which is excellent. What I want to do then is probably go for upgrade here, 1, 2, 3, and then there's that sorted. And we're just going to double check. Actually, we'll have a little bit of a rest here and get the horse a bit of a feed there. And we'll check on the right hand side. It is extremely unlikely that any money is being made around here, and that is the case. Yes, you can see we've got 2 villages there. Sorry, 2 peasants. I'm not going to recruit them. There's no need at this stage because we've already got 1, 2 people already without jobs and tasks, so there's no point spending the coin to get the rest of it. We have now upgraded this area here, so we now got... there we go. This is going to be a lot of coin when I go to the far left here. I'm just going to see if I'm going to get paid. Yes, paid it. Excellent, excellent. And you can see that they've left some stuff, which is the main reason why I came back over here. We could go ahead and move forward if we wanted to. The problem is that really the first defensive point is here. That's where we can place a wall and then a tower there. So that's not great. There's none of them around here at all. There's a point there which we can put someone on, and there's a defensive point, but it is only the 2, and then there's one here. So yeah, it's probably not really worth it at this stage to move the defensive point onward. In fact, the farming here might cause a problem because it's going to move this plain, and there won't be as many rabbits. You can see the grass is slowly spreading. If we just wait a little bit, I'm sure, yeah, you can see the grass is slowly growing and spreading to the left because we've just cleared all that forestry out. So, because that's been completely deforested, we can now get rabbits from there as well, which I find is a nice, decent source of money. One thing as well, and this is a lesson I've learned a couple of times over, and it's also something that I wish I knew earlier. When you go to the different islands... Oh, looks like we've got some greed coming along here, and as I said before, we do have, for whatever reason, the workers like standing on the outside. Anyway, I digress. Yes, when you go to the different island, if you send the champions with you, the knights there, what they tend to do... I'm trying to find the other person. Where are they? There they are. When you come with the champions, you have the option to send them to the left and right, which can destroy the portals, and it might be very tempting when you find where those portals are to go, right, I'm going to go straight away. I would advise strongly against that. It only costs 4 generic units of currency to do, so we could do it. The problem with doing that right now is that it would essentially kill the entire base. The reason... I don't want to do that. Actually, I don't want to do that. The reason it would probably destroy us is because we've only got a very limited number of defenses. When you knock those portals down, you do get like a retaliation. So on day 2 and 3, you really don't want to be doing that. So once again, we are heading out to the this time the right hand side, and have a little bit of a scout about, taking in the sights and sounds and the lovely smell of the forest, and also the clanging and banging of money coming out of the chests. And that's what we were looking for. This is the shrine where we can upgrade it, and that gives us the option to get stone buildings. Now you may be thinking, why are we doing that at this stage? There is the building shrine, I think it is. Yes, it is a total of 8 coin, that one. So you put money into that, and it toughens up your defenses. We won't need that until, well, at the very earliest, the first blood moon, which is like 5 and 6, so I'm not going to bother with it, really. So we're going to keep scouting along. I want to see what we can find. What was I about in terms of the... Oh, what's this? This is... Oh, another chest. Excellent. So we're actually finding good money, but sadly there's not much else. We haven't found any hermits, or we haven't got a trader. You might have noticed that. There's some people here which I am not going to give any money to. That actually should be the last bit until the signpost, which we've now got. And then just for the sake of sort of... for the sake of completeness, really, we're going to go to the right and make sure that there's one portal, which we expected. Then finally, you can see the black rocks in the background there. I'm not going to go any further because we know on the right is that wall. So there we are. And then we're going to come back. In terms of mounts, we have not got any other option to change to a different mount. As I mentioned, though, it's something that we might not have unlocked yet because we've only completed the first and second map. We've only got like 2 of the, I don't know if you want to call them unlocked, but we've only got 2 extra bits. Whereas if we look at them, if we click on that, we can see that we've got, yeah, that's the Archer Shrine and that's the Building Shrine. That's what we've unlocked. So there's 2 others here. So basically, you have to complete the islands in order to get that stuff, and that does help you progress on, especially. Oh, that's all kinds of bad. So that's one of the reasons why I really didn't want to give any money to. Why is the horse all tuckered out? Why I didn't want to give any money to the peasants on the far right, because they just wouldn't get here. They'd get near there and then they'd be taken out. Yeah, so as I said, you do find different things on the islands when you complete them. Actually, I don't know if you complete them or whether you just need to at least go there. I am assuming completion, perhaps wrongly. But anyway, yeah, you get some really good stuff. Like, for example, one of them was a hermit, and when you recruit them, one of the things that the hermit can be is like a specialized, like a specialist sort of. I wouldn't call them an archer, but they're a specialist in sieging and things like that, and they have they have like a ability so you can build a ballista on the top of the highest level towers. Speaking of highest level, we do want to upgrade this, not to the highest level, but certainly to the next highest, which will put a wall around the outside and also give us the ability to farm. So we're going to say 1 and then 2 and then 3 because we've already paid for the farm, so we might as well. With our defenses as they are, we should be okay. There, we're going to actually get paid from a villager there, which is interesting. I think that was the villager anyway. And we can see that, yeah, that's where the the rabbit stuff comes from, but that'll probably be reduced a little bit because the farms are going to increase. Because the size of this farm is going to increase to about here, then all of the plains will sort of start to go as well, but it's not too much of a problem, is it? By the way, today's beverage, if I haven't mentioned it, is green tea. So we have 1, 2, 3 builders, 4 builders, I think. I think it's 4 builders in total. That's okay. What I'm going to do is probably let's go for another farmer. Let's just go full in on the farming side of it because, well, quite frankly, we have the farm that's so close that hopefully we'll be able to get a full 4 plots on it, but we'll have to see how we get on there. What I want to do is make sure that the main defenses are upgraded to the highest wood tier, so that's what this one is already, so that's fine. These ones are currently okay, and I want to get the inner ones built before I send off these guys here to go and attack, probably on the left and on the right. Now, I'll probably do them one at a time. I don't know where they're running to. I think they're just running after rabbits. I don't know if you destroy both sides in one go, whether or not it will cause 2 retaliation spawns, if that makes sense. I really like the fact that these guys have headed right out to the periphery here and are hunting the rabbits. That's excellent. That's exactly what we want. I could probably take these out as well, all these trees. Is there any reason not to? Not really. I'd rather it be farmland. What I'm very hesitant to do, though, is actually upgrade this one as well because it's quite far away. We can't place a watermill there, and also at the moment the amount of money that the archers are making just from the rabbits is probably just worth it and just leave them crack on. That's probably the way forward. You can see that we have 1 person working the land there, which is excellent. I don't know if we'll get others. We should do, but we'll have to see how we get on there. It looks like they're standing around here, so maybe that isn't the case. Anyway, let's upgrade to the next highest level in the center here, which will spawn the banker, which is fine. Let's go for another archer. We can see on the right-hand side, as with the left, we now have the fully upgraded walls as well as the towers. That is good. We may be able to expand to the right and probably go ahead and say build up to here. Now, this is actually very defensible, but the problem is we can't remove these trees. These are the ones we need to remove, but we can't remove those. And we can't remove those either. So that's a problem because of where the encampment is. Do I have... Yes, I do have coin. Yeah, it's just It's just not giving me the option to. Because it's deep in the forest, we'd have to start on the edges, you see. And doing that would mean moving that camp, and quite frankly, it's not worth it. There's no benefit, I think, in moving that camp, because the only two other camps is far left and far right. I think the far right one is the furthest away, but there's not much in it. There's not much in it. Either way, I'm not too keen on sorting that out. I actually noticed there's only one farmer there, so it means, yes, 3 of the farmers have now started to, well, do what the sort of namesake implies, and farm. Obviously, they don't have tractors, they don't have combine harvesters, balers, insert other generic farming equipment here, but that's a different matter entirely. They just have the ability to get up early and a big scythe. Anyway, it is going to force out this next attack here, and we can see we've got a total of 4 of them. Now, is that consistent with the day? The day is currently 4, so I assume that you don't get the same amount. Like, you don't get, if it's day 20, you get a wave of 20 things. That might actually be the case, though I have no idea. But I am expecting a blood moon sooner rather than later. So what I want to do is just double check to see where the rest of the archers are. And I can see they're over here. The problem that we have is that I really want to upgrade these, so we have 2 layers of defense. The problem is that we then won't have any free archers. So I'm going to recruit 2 more. That should be fine. As long as we have 2 free archers, that's all I really care about. Actually, probably 4. Mainly because they'll split between either side. Okay, that is a possibility, but we'll see. You see, it's quite misty today, and it's also, it's drizzling a bit as well. Not nice at all. You can see the archer is gathering some coin for us. Excellent. And actually managing to miss a rabbit that is about 3 feet away from them. Come on, there we go. And, okay. I mean, you could just get closer. That is a fair option. No, they want to give the rabbit a chance. Okay, that's understandable, I guess. So where is the other archer? The farmers come along here. So we've got 4 farms in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is now being turned into farmland, which is fine, and that's an arrow that nearly hit the leg of my horse, and I don't think they would be too keen on that. Looks like the rabbit is heading in there as well. We do want some siege engines. That would be quite good. Siege engines, catapults, yeah, you get what I mean. It would be quite nice to get those, but we don't need them at this stage, but it would be nice to have them eventually. The problem is that, realistically, we're probably best on spending our money on just some more archers for the time being. There you go. Let's say there's 3 archers that have just went in here. None of them will have money. There's nothing in here for them to get. I think there's 2 people there we can recruit. There's actually 3 people, because is that another archer? Yeah. So we've got 4 archers on the right-hand side where we know categorically that there's no money to be made there. There might be a deer wandering now and again, but in terms of where the real gold is, where the real money is, it's with the rabbits on the far left. But sadly, the game automatically sends stuff over there, and we don't know which way or why, which way it sends them, or why it does that, or whatever. But yeah, you can see that we've only got 1 person over here who's supposed to the other side. So that's a blood moon. We can hear this ominous music, and that means that we need to get ready and defend. What I'm going to do is very quickly run back in. And do I want to upgrade this wall to a big wall? No, I don't, because I think that would be a bit problematic. Actually, do you know what's better? Instead of upgrading that, I could have upgraded this, and that would have done the full thing. So that's a misplay by myself there. Sorry about that. Because that would have upgraded to the next highest tier, which gives everything fully upgraded. You can hear that noise there. That signals that something has spawned. We do not know from what direction it comes, but we will have to see. If I had a little bit more money, I would upgrade this in the center. But I'm hoping it's coming from the left. We are obviously going and defending this side. There's a coin. I needed 2 more coins, sadly. If I had 1 more coin, I'd be able to upgrade this. Yeah. Oh, 2 more coins, by the look of it. 2 more coins. So I'm just going to go to this side. I'm going to wait to see if we get anything firing. I don't know if it's going to be this side. doesn't look like it's going to be that side. We would have heard it by now. So we'll go to the left, and we can... Yeah, we can hear that the attack is underway on the left-hand side. So this is the first Blood Moon attack. We do have a lot of archers. We haven't recruited many, but it's a case of all of the archers that we got with the original expeditionary force. So we've got our knight and then the sort of contingent of archers that are behind them, plus the person in the tower, plus the couple of free roaming ones that we have as well. So it wasn't too much of an issue there at all. The first wall wasn't even coming close to, actually it was probably close to getting knocked down, but you know when it's really coming close, because what will happen is the knight will turn around and run away, because they have the same sort of courage as Monty Python. Anyway, and the Holy Grail. Run away! Just leg it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins in total. I would like some more. Ideally, I would like 1 million more coins, but I'll settle for a couple, just so I can get this centre upgraded, because this centre will then be upgraded to... Well, this is the top tier wood main structure. If you upgrade it to the stone one, it upgrades all of the surrounding stuff, and it actually automatically builds on there as well. So it's not just a case of a cheeky upgrade, it also builds the things on there as well. And looks like there's been a very bountiful harvest of rabbits around here, so that's good. You can see the crops are going up. There's not much... There's very little travel for those, so I'm probably not going to build the base much further out than this. I don't think there's any great point there. As you can see, as soon as we upgrade that, it's upgraded not only the wall, which was just the very base level wood one, but also it's built, because we didn't have it built at all, the tower for people to stand in. Not only that, but it's also giving us the second highest. Sorry, it's giving us the highest sort of wood one. There you go. So that's pretty good. Naturally, there will be a lot of the archers running towards that and going in there. And there we are. And it means now that we can... what do we want to upgrade? I probably don't want to upgrade the wall. I don't think there's any point in upgrading the wall at this stage. But we probably want to upgrade... I was going to say we probably want to upgrade these to the siege workshop so we get catapults either side. Also, because of that Blood Moon attack, we're not going to be attacked tonight. So if we wanted to, we could head out to the periphery and the provinces and get ourselves some more recruits. But quite frankly, we've got a nice, steady sort of I think it's 1 or 2 a day we're getting. Probably 1 a day from the village on the far right. So that's perfectly acceptable. So as I said, Blood Moon last night, no attack this night, that's all fine. What I'm going to do then is spend some money on some catapults, like so. They will be built by the workers, and then obviously they'll have to go and push that into position. I'm going to recruit another worker and probably see if there's anyone to recruit in the village. There should be. In fact, I believe there's 2 people. Yes, there is 2 people. There are 2 people, should I say. There's one on the right-hand side there, on the right-hand side of the tent. But we can't get them because we don't have any cash. But it'll be a quiet night. We can have a bit of a sleep in the morning if we want. Not the farmers, though. They're not allowed. Crack of dawn. Get farming. And that's going to be a nice bumper payday there. Excellent. I'm going to stand around here. That's where, as you can see, the rest of the archers congregate, so we can spend that money on a nice catapult, which will go for the left-hand side. I did the right one for obvious reasons. It's further away, so it takes longer to go, so you build that first, and, you know, hopefully it'll be about equal. Although, to be fair, it's probably not even been pushed through the base. Oh, it has been pushed through. Yeah, it's getting towards the wall there, so that's perfectly fine. So now that we have our defences in place, I think we need to take a look at perhaps destroying the portals, and we will work on the left-hand ones first, knowing that there's only 2 of those to be destroyed. Once those are destroyed, we don't have to worry about attacks from that side. The problem with that is it will initiate some retaliation, and I want to make sure that I can stop whatever comes, which means basically I want to get this upgraded to the highest level. Sorry, probably not the highest level. I don't think the highest level of wall would be really of great benefit, but certainly the next tier, which will give us the stone wall. I'm also very aware that... Oh, I thought there was no archers went out, but they have gone out. And that was a close range shot, wasn't it? So you can see they are happily doing their archer stuff. What I might do, actually, I've got a total of 4 coins. If I can get 8 coins, I can go and activate the shrine. I'll do that. I'll wait until we've got a couple more coins, and I'm going to go and activate the shrine, the building shrine, which... Oh, now that's a thing. Was it on the left? Or was it on the right-hand side? I think it was on the right-hand side. But I'm going to go over to the left just to see which one this is. Portal's active. Okay, we're not going to do that. If I get hit once, it means that I wouldn't be able to activate that shrine if it is the 8 coin shrine. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we'll stick to the plan, which was upgrading the walls and everything else, and that looks like to be a nice bumper harvest. You can see that we have some coin here. It looks like we've had some three harvests there, but not much coin off it, which is interesting. Anyway, we'll upgrade that, and then we'll upgrade that to the next highest level, so we'll have 2 archers there. Looks like this archer has got some coin as well, which is excellent. We have the workers going to sort that out. We're going to get another archer, mainly because upgrading these towers to the next tier makes it a proper stone tower, and the issue that we have there is that the stone tower has 2 people inside. So yeah, we need to make sure that we can still have the free roaming archers going around and hunting, plus the proper defences there. So we had a lonely attack last night. This is where we will get another attack, so just bearing that in mind. But the defences on the left should be pretty shown up now. And yes, as you can see, they are pretty much sorted. We will have 2 of the... Nice, good payday there. 2 of the archers going here, but that means I have to replace... Technically, only replace 1 of them because there was already 1 person in there when we ripped the tower down, so it's not like a big problem there. But what I want to do is make sure that this wall is not fully upgraded, but certainly upgraded to the next higher tier. We do have enough coin to get another archer. I tend to go a bit overboard when it comes to recruiting archers and such. I'm sure there's a much more efficient ratio, but then again, there always is, and I'd rather overdo the defense rather than underdo it. So that wall will be fully upgraded to... I keep saying fully upgraded. It'll be upgraded to the first level of stone, and then there's 1 more tier after that, which is like the pointy one. But that's pretty much sorted. I would highly suggest that worker would back up. That would be pretty good if you did that, mate, because you're going to get attacked. Although, there you go. He's seen the error of his ways very quickly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Was that 6? 7? You might actually get... The waves might actually be based on the day. Based on the day, because this is the cycle... This is cycle 7 going to 8, so maybe that is the case. So there is that now upgraded, and the question is, what else do we spend our money on? Well, another person... Someone standing near the boy there. Or Fletcher. Either way, they're standing there. And it seems fitting that we give them some bows and arrows. Or bow and arrows. I mean, you could have multiple bows in 1 arrow, but it's probably the wrong way of doing things. Unless you're hitting people with it, you understand. Anyway, so they're going to head out and harvest some of the rabbits. That'll then... probably prompt us to send an attack. I'm very tempted to send an attack tonight. So once the final wave's been and gone, we can then go and attack there. But as I said, I can't remember which shrine is which. I think it's on the right. I'm gonna go and have a look. My memory fails me. Excuse me, and my throat, apparently. Right, so we'll have a look, see if there's any shrines activated. It is unlikely that there will be at this stage. Actually, no, it's past midday. It could be activated. We'll find out in a second or two because we are approaching one now. Right, there's the building shrine on the right. I thought it was. I actually thought it was the left-hand side at first. Now, correct. I'm thinking, hang on. No, because I originally was talking about the confusion of not knowing which one was on the left. And in a sort of massive hint of irony, I was then confused about where the other one was. So we know it's on the right. That's fine. So the buildy one, the buildy shrine, statue thing, whatever you want to call it, is on the right. So if we give that some coin, 8 coins specifically. Oh, looks like the horse is all tired. Yeah, we'll be able to give it some coin, and that'll upgrade our defenses. And we probably want to do that before the next blood moon, which will be, I believe, cycle 12 to 14. But I think it's based on season as well as the map you're on. Anyway, we've got good upgrades here. There's a couple of coin. There's more coin. I'm just wanting a little bit more. I just need enough to head out and get that upgraded. But I don't think there's anybody around here anymore. No, it looks like nobody's harvesting the rabbits anymore, which is a bit of a shame because they could have done. How many coin have we got? 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 coin by the look of it. So we now have 8 coin. That's enough to attack with. I'm only going to attack on one side. But what I'll do is I will initiate the attack on one side. Probably this left-hand side first. And then while they are running towards the thing and then doing all of the attacking, going to make sure that guy's fully upgraded, which he is. Yeah, while that's happening, I'll then go to the shrine and get the defenses because we know we're going to get a counter-attack and all that good stuff. What I'm hoping is that we don't get a chained blood moon, so we get that and then we get the blood moon afterwards, which means double attack, which the main issue with that is actually crops. Let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Huh, okay. So not great. 7, but we're on cycle 8. So I might have just miscounted. Or it might just be random. Or pseudo-random, I guess. I also didn't check the towers for any coin, because these have recently been put in. But I'm quite happy with our progress so far. And just generally relaxing on the game. I know it can be a stressy one at times, but I don't know, there's something about it that's ticking boxes at the moment. So, we are now on to the next phase. Go on, I will activate the attack on the left-hand side. So this is the first attack we are going to make on the greed portals on the left-hand side. That will allow us to not only destroy some of the, well, it stops some of the waves coming in, it also will give us the added benefit of, good grief, look at all the coins that have been generated here, and I don't want them to pick it up. Yeah. It'll also have the added benefit of allowing us to get a teleportation portal-y thing. Right, why can't I pick that up? Couldn't pick that up at all. It was glued to the ground. There we go. Right, so while they're heading to the left-hand side to hopefully destroy a portal, there is a chance that they won't do it. It might be too... It might have been too late. I should have sent them a little bit earlier in the night. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I believe at this stage, when they're attacking that, they should be all right because they got the guard fully upgraded. So yeah, we can see that there are 2 peasants there. We could give them some coin, but we are, let's say, focusing on getting this shrine activated. Activating the shrine gives us a nice defensive bonus, and that means that when the counter attack comes, we should hopefully be fine. And there we go. There is the shrine. Now activated. Nice. So, we have that on. That is different to the other shrines. I think I mentioned this previously, but I'll say it again. It's different to the shrines in that it doesn't run out. It gives you a buff, and then that buff stays until the wall is destroyed. And I might as well recruit those 2. And you can see the buff is now in place. It's now in play, rather. it's all glowing from the bottom of these stones. All of the walls get that bonus there, which is excellent. It means they're a lot tougher. I mean, we should still probably upgrade them to the next tier, which we can now do because of the massive payout we are getting from the farmers here. What I'm tempted to do actually as well. I'm very tempted to get another farmer. I don't know if we can get another plot in there. I don't know if we can, but might as well try. Okay, that noise as well as the reddening sky means that that portal destruction has been successful. Another way to tell whether or not things have been successful is if you're waiting a while and they don't come back, and then you get a stream of random peasants come in, you know that they've been attacked or they've been killed. That noise there's also something being spawned, that growling noise. And another way as well, when this is fully upgraded, which is going to cost 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 coin to do, when that's fully upgraded, you can see on each side you'll show the shields of the guards that are there, which is fairly good. But it'll also show a torn banner if they've been destroyed. I have a feeling that we won't get the ones... Oh no, they'll be fine. I was going to say we won't get the ones on the left here, but they have turned up. Sometimes what happens is when that spawn kicks off, they get attacked in the back, and it's all kinds of bad. Let me upgrade that, and I'm just waiting. And it is day X10. And you notice that nobody is leaving, because... That's right, the attack is still underway. So we will leave it there for this episode. No, I think we'll probably continue on for the until this attack is over anyway. So this is the huge greed attack. This is the counter attack to that thing we've just sent. Actually, what I might do, I'm very tempted, once this counter attack has come this way, we might want to send it their way as well and destroy the portal. And let's just see if the doors open up. There's the... Yep, there it is. So that is now finished. So it is new day. And we will send a counter-attack to their counter-attack that way. It means that we should be able, hopefully, to destroy a portal over on that side. And then we'll have to have another counter-attack and yada, yada, yada. But we have good defenses. We have good upgrades. We have, I would like to think, decent cash coming in. Also, 1, 2, 3... I can only see 3 so far, 3 farmers coming this way, but hopefully we have all of those farmers in play. We at least got 4 farms, so that is good. 1, 2, 3, 4 farmers, and then the 5th, yeah, which we sort of expected, is sort of just standing around there, not doing much because they can't get a plot. They might decide later on to move there. Oh, are they moving? Are they just wandering? They're just wandering. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for this episode. Quite a long one, but not too bad at all. Next episode, we'll see if our attack is successful and then continue on and maybe even start to build the boat. As always, hope you have enjoyed this nice little chill out on Kingdom New Lands. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.